Hello, good morning to everyone watching. How are you today? Today I'm going to be talking about London and Barcelona. I'll be comparing these two cities. I've been living for years north of London, around 1 hour north of London, and I know the city very well. I have many friends who live there, and I also know Barcelona. So, what are the main differences and similarities between the two cities? Well, I think London is bigger than Barcelona. It's like twice or maybe three times the size of Barcelona. It's much bigger and it's got more people than Barcelona. I think 10 million Londoners comparing to like 5 or 6 million people living in Barcelona and surroundings. It's more difficult to get by using public transport in London, whether it's tube, metro, bus, or even car. While Barcelona seems to be more accessible and it's easier to get around. I think, especially when you come from a place like London or Paris, it's easier to get around and move in a place like Barcelona. It seems smaller, even though it's the second biggest city in Spain. Um, Weather-wise, I think it's pretty clear. Spain is it's got a better climate and better weather than England. But I think London is not that bad as many of us would think before going there. It's quite cloudy and cold and fresh, but it doesn't rain so much. While Spain obviously is hotter, is definitely sunnier, and Spanish summers are hot and dry comparing to British summers, which are usually fresh and chill. I prefer British summer, but I prefer Spanish winter, to be honest. Comparing prices in shops and restaurants, London is definitely more expensive than Barcelona. Everything from a restaurant meal to buying any item in a shop, it can be more expensive. For example, a cup of coffee in a cafe could cost around £3 or £4, while here in Barcelona you can have it for €2. When you go to an average restaurant, it can cost you around £30 per person, while the price here might be half that price, or even lower. If you go to tapas or something like that, it can be even lower than £15. I think London is a more touristic city. It receives more tourists around the year because it's a more important city worldwide. Barcelona is important, but London is like the capital of the world. It's the capital of sports. Uh, Many of the most important football clubs in the world are in London. Also, rugby clubs, any sort of activity you may think of. One of the world's most important theatres is located there. Um, Cultural places and also events and festivals. I think London is better than Barcelona in that matter. But also having fun and going out in Barcelona is as good as London. I think they're both at the same level. It could be a draw because Barcelona has got an impressive and brilliant you know life, leisure activities and fun life when you go out. I think if you compare Barcelona to England, England is definitely boring. But if you compare it to London, they're both as good. You've got many places to visit, and in both cities, I think you never get tired of discovering new places and exploring and wandering around. What else? Nature. I think Barcelona is better and it's got a more beautiful nature than London, mainly because of the mountains and the landscape. It's got the seaside too, which is a massive win for me. I love the seaside and That's definitely better. In London, you've got the seaside 1 hour away from city centre, but not so many people can access and go to the beach so easily. Mainly because the weather doesn't help either. It's usually cloudy or it's cold. London is a plain city, so you don't really get mountains or anything like that. But it's got more parks and forests. That's the good part. While here we've got the mountain and the seaside. And lastly, I think food is better in Barcelona because of traditional Spanish dishes, which are delicious and so diverse in ingredients. In London, you have very good British dishes cooked very properly, like pies, fish and chips, English breakfast, and so on. But Mediterranean diet and Mediterranean food is definitely healthier, first of all, and tastier too. But then when you look at international cuisine, London is the best place in the world to eat. You find restaurants from all around the world bringing in fresh ingredients from their own countries and cooking them there in London. In Barcelona, you can find that too because it's a very multicultural city, but not as much as London. For example, Indian restaurants, Turkish, African, Caribbean restaurants. London is definitely the place to be if you like discovering new flavors. Um, the main similarity between London and Barcelona is that they're two multicultural cities, the international hubs bringing talent and people from all around the world. And that's the most important thing, I think. Without that, you can't be an international capital, and these two definitely are. So thank you very much for listening. We'll be preparing an activity on the drive where you can respond to questions about this video and use comparing tenses to talk about Barcelona and London. So good luck and hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.